Today I'm going to be tying up a leech pattern. This is a simple leech with a tungsten bead head and a dubbed body out of Simi Seal that you get from John Romer in Arizona dubbing company. So what we're imitating is a leech that, and you can see the way it swims, the way it undulates. And that's where the tungsten bead comes in. It takes as you twitch it slowly through the water. If you're in a lake or something, or in say slow water in a river, and you just twitch it slowly, it will give it that undulating look as the head drops really quick, and then you pick it up with a twitch, and it drops again, and you pick it up with a twitch, and it'll give it that undulating that effect. So you can get away with a little bit smaller tungsten bead if you wanted to. I'm using a 3/16 tungsten bead that's made for even a 6 and an 8 hook. You could get away with a smaller bead if you wanted to. The hook is it's a 2x heavy, 3x long. It's a TMC 5263 if you're buying the I'm not sure what brand that is. That is the Tamco. And then the dubbing is this John Romer's material. It's a blood leech, and he sells it, his company at Arizona Simi Seal. It's really nice stuff. It's nice color with the blood leech. He's got 2 or 3 different leech colors. And then for thread, I'm just using some black thread. I'm using, I think, 210, but you could get away with 70 if you wanted to. 210 just happens to be what I had in the vise. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll get a hook here, and I'm just going to set it in the vise like so I can get my bead on. And remember, beads have a big hole and a little hole, so a little hole goes on first, and then we can, fat fingers, we can reorient it, get it back in the vise. And we'll get some thread started here behind the bead. Now, if you wanted to, you could take and throw some lead right here, and maybe 2 or 3 turns and push it up inside that bead just to hold it there in place. But it's not really necessary, because we're going to take this dubbing and bump it up right behind that bead, and that'll hold it all in place. So we'll take our thread and we'll come back here to just about the hook point, and then we'll take a small bit of this dubbing, and we're just going to kind of get it all lined up here. So just pull it apart and then line up the ends, so it's all kind of even, and then we'll set it on here so that we're going to tie it just about right in the middle of that clump that you pulled. So right here, tie it, just make a couple of wraps, and then pull this stuff from the front, pull it back over, and then tie it down. So we've got it tied in there. So now I have kind of a nice bushy tail that'll give us a little bit of action. So then we'll take some more of our dubbing and working on our thread. We'll create a noodle. So if you just get some started, these are pretty long fibers, so just get some started back here, and that will tie it to the hook shank so that you can add more without it slipping around. And we'll just build up our body here with the dubbing. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you always leave a little bit of dubbing on your thread before you try to add more, so that the new stuff you're adding will be able to wind in with the stuff already there, like so. And we'll go with just a little bit more. we'll really kind of build that up right there behind that bead so it'll hold that in place. Alright, and now we can whip finish this right behind the bead. About 4 turns. And snip off our thread. Now you want to take your toothbrush, and what I've done is I have some Velcro on the back, and I can take this Velcro and I can just run it along here, and it helps pick out some of these fibers, and then I just give it a good brushing, and that gives me that nice, really nice fuzzy look. So I'll get a lot of action and movement in the water. As I twitch it through the water, it'll kind of undulate and give it that nice action. So there it is. It's that simple. Pretty fast tie. You can get a lot of these knocked out in just a few minutes, and they're really pretty deadly in the lakes. Trout just really eat up these leeches. So go out there and get you some.